Hello, my name is William. I'm 25 years old, and welcome to my podcast, Conversations with the Self-Sabotager. It's been a little week since I made the last episode. I hope you liked it. I just want to say thank you again for, just listening in general, where we have around 100 views on YouTube, but like Spotify and Apple Music aren't as popular. So I guess people like seeing my face more, which is not a problem. Pretty attractive. But yeah, genuinely from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. We're going to be posting every Monday starting today. Today's Monday. It's pretty late in the evening. So when this comes out, you most likely will listen to it on Tuesday. Unless you're like a diehard fan and you've been waiting for this your whole life, then welcome. Today we're going to be talking about self-motivation, how to motivate oneself. This notebook that I have, that's topic number 2, which is also this notebook and inspiration. And lastly, creative thinking. We're going to ask Siri for the definition of that when the time has come. But yeah, first let's start with our week, how our week was, or my week. If you want to share your week, you can always DM me after listening to the episode or while you're listening to the episode. I really do like hearing your thoughts and your opinions. So this week I didn't go to the gym once out of the 3 times I'm supposed to go. I opted to be lazy instead of going to the gym and working out. When I work out at the gym, I don't do anything intense. I just get on the treadmill and I walk for 45 minutes. It's like a brisk walk, so it's like kind of mini running, not really. It just gets the blood flowing. I start sweating a little bit and I can watch a show while I do it, so it's not too intense. But it's just cardio and it just allows me to exercise. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, it's not really taxing, and I gotta walk home anyway later on, so just gets my body a little shaken up, wake up from doing nothing at all the whole day regardless. So for now, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to add some more things. I'm going to add jumping rope, more abs exercises. I'm going to try and start targeting certain areas in my body just to feel more, I wouldn't say confident because I'm pretty confident already, but I guess just to feel a sense of more effort, because I feel like sometimes I don't put as much effort as I should, or I reduce the amount of effort I give into something because I like doing the easy way of things. Like if it's easy, I enjoy it. Once it starts getting a little too hard, I go back to easy, depending on things I do. Anyway, that has nothing to do with the gym. We'll get into that later. I sabotaged that. But the days that I did go, I was able to meet really cool and interesting people. I'm going to talk about it more on the second topic with the notebook and inspiration. But I was able to go to a coffee shop that I wanted to take photos of. And I managed to ask them in person for a chance to take photos of their coffee shop. They had followed me on my photography page about a week ago. That was the joke on purpose. And they followed me, and so I hit them up on Instagram, but they didn't respond. So I took that as a no. And while I was walking to the gym, I walked past their place. So I said, you know what? Why not? Let's go inside. Let's give it a shot. They already said no, but they never said no. It was just left on red. They didn't say anything. They actually liked my message. So I said, why not? Let me just try it. I go inside and I talk to them, a lady. I'm not sure her position and the whole thing. But I talked to her and I explained how I want to do it for free. And I would like them to pay me by allowing me to put their photos on my portfolio. And, I'll just help with their photos. And she was like super happy. She was like, yeah, we followed you and really liked your page, but right now we're not financially in this position where we can, do all of the extra work. So we thought you were going to ask for a crazy bill, but if you really want to do it for free and you really want to help us, that would be much appreciated. And that really helped me, be more confident. That moment when I asked, I was really happy. Because usually when I ask once and I get a no, that's it. I don't ask the same person again, because I mostly ask women for things. And when they say no, I'm like, okay, it's done. I'm not really a fighter when it comes to that. I like asking people a lot of things. So if they say no, I assume that they're not going to answer the next question. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So fast forward, I got an appointment on Wednesday. A little applause. And this Tuesday, so tomorrow, I have an advertisement that I'm going to be in. I'm going to be in as an extra, so it's not main role. We don't take those, but it's a role, so we take those. Small things become big things. The more you appear somewhere regularly, the more people will notice you. The more they notice you, the more they want to know about you. Bada bing, bada boom. Then you become a main role. So I'm really excited. I haven't been in front of the camera in a minute, other than here and on my short films on my YouTube channel, which you're already watching this on. I don't know why I said that. So yeah, I'm really excited. I hope I do a good job. I don't think I'm going to do a bad job. I know what I'm doing. But it's a little rusty. I got this a little bit of anxiety of performance. I'm not sure how I'll proceed, and I hope that I'm able to really showcase my potential in the back. I don't know how many people there are going to be, but they've been looking for a few people. So it could be like 6 or 7 of us on the screen at a time. Yeah, anyway, I'll tell you when the advert's out. I'm in it, and I'll share it on the podcast. So moving on, we're going to talk about, the first topic was self-motivation. So we're going to talk about self-motivation and how I motivate myself on a daily basis. So I have like a few self-motivation things, but my number one is taking a shower. If I'm in bed and I'm tired and I don't want to move, if I get into the shower, my day has begun. So for me, showering is the beginning of the day. I feel like I can't get anything done if I don't shower, just like how people can't get anything done if they don't have coffee. Like, I don't like the taste of coffee, and I don't need coffee to stay awake, because I do that perfectly well myself at night. I barely sleep. But when I shower, it's like the whole world has begun. Like, I feel like the gears in my body just start, and then everything starts rolling. So I love my morning showers. I also like night showers, but I don't do night showers a lot. Barely. I'm big on mornings. When I say mornings, I mean when I wake up, okay? Don't judge me. Hey, listen. 12 p.m., I'm up. 1 p.m., I'm up. 9 a.m., seldomly up. I might be up, but I'm not leaving my bed. I'm not getting in the shower at 9 a.m. But give me a little 11 a.m., I'm in the shower. We're good. But yeah, so showering really opens my eyes. It makes my body feel like it's entered a new, I don't know how to explain the word. What would the word be? A new place, position. I don't know what word I could use, but I feel my body's like awoke, move on. And when I get out, I'm just like super energized. I can do whatever, and I start to schedule my day. Right now is officially the first week of unemployment. I've been unemployed for 6 days now. So I guess it's not officially the first week, it's like the second week. But having this new freedom, I would say, is kind of scary. It's not intimidating, but I have so much freedom where I can do whatever I want. and no one to answer to but myself. So I can catch myself slipping. I can be like, oh, today I don't want to do anything, you know? Or today I'm just going to stay in bed the whole night or watch movies or eat popcorn, or I have so much freedom, but I'm also the only one that has the consequences of the freedom. You know, if I decide today I'm not going to go to the gym, then I will be lazy and disappointed in myself. It's these small things that really build up to my self-motivation of the shower, and also my self-motivation of looking at my previous work. So I motivate myself sometimes when I'm really, really down to look at my old work and just bathe in the creative energy that I had when I made the work. And I'm like, wow, like I was able to do that. Let's do more. Or sometimes I listen to some of those motivational things on YouTube. They're a little much, you know, they're a little much. They go a little too much, in my opinion, with the whole like, I once was born and then I died, but then I came back to life because I didn't like death. And it's like, yo, what, dude, what did I miss? Because I just have a hard time waking up. What is all this? So sometimes it gets a little much, but there are moments where I agree. There's moments where like they express themselves really well, and it's not all about, you know, gains and money. And I feel like, you know, you have to just motivate yourself enough to do the small things. Because again, I say this all the time. I think I've said it almost every episode, maybe not episode 2, but the small things become big things. You put one brick on top of another brick, eventually you're going to have a wall. And then from a wall, if you want, you can have a house, you know? So it all starts from small things. And for some people, small things are bigger than other people's small things. But for other people, some things that are small are big, if that makes sense. Did I just say the same thing twice? I'm losing it. Let's move on. So that's how I self-motivate myself. So showering, very important for me. It's not even the hygiene aspect. It's, you know, it's good to be clean, but it's really just a different state. You were in a sleepy state. Now you are forcibly awoke. And then your day starts. That's in my opinion. Then you can have your cup of coffee, your tea, or water, orange juice. Orange juice after brushing your teeth. I don't know what's wrong with you. Moving on, now onto the notebook. So people that are listening, the notebook looks exactly like the Blue's Clues notebook, except it's got the Eiffel Tower on it and some buildings. If you don't know what Blue's Clues is, you are way too young to be listening to the podcast. I'm kidding. You can listen to it anyway. Or you just didn't have Blue's Clues on TV. So basically, in the notebook, I go up to random strangers on the street and I ask them to write a quote in the book. And so I use these quotes myself sometimes, not a lot, but I use these quotes myself after getting them to better my life or to better aspects of my life, or to think about, you know, the person that wrote it and how I feel about what they wrote. Right now I have in front of me, just be yourself and live your life. It will all be okay. And this was from, I don't know who. Honestly, I don't remember who wrote this. Genuinely don't. What else do I have? I have believe in God's process. And then this last one, I have more than this, but for now, we're just going to read 3. Just do it. The whole world can speak against you and hold you back. Don't allow yourself to be against yourself. Never hold yourself back. You determine your wins. It's up to you. Pretty beautiful. Honestly, don't remember who that was. But what I do remember is after every time I have a day of writing in the book, or I don't write, but the people that write in the book for me, every time I paint at the end of the day. And so far, I think I have 5 paintings maybe. More quotes than paintings so far, which is great. And I just paint the feelings I had that day. So if I had a bad day, which isn't very often, because I like when I take this, my day just brightens up. But when I have a bad day, it's more gray colors, more darkened colors. But when I have a good day, it's more bright yellow, blues, greens. Yeah. And I add a little bit of hints of colors here and there, as the picture I showed you was a coffee mug. I went into a coffee store that day, but the colors of the cup were the people that wrote in the pages before. So someone had a green shirt on, or I think someone had a gray hat rim, and then on the top of his hat was black. And so I drew the rim of the cup as gray. I really just, so I have memories of the people that wrote in it without actually getting their name. And it's really nice to be able to look back and kind of like relive the moment without there being images. It's all in my head. It's in, and the colors that I see are very vivid. So looking back at the first page of the book, which is the first painting I made, the people that wrote in the book at the time, I remember a girl had a toot on because she was celebrating the last 100 days of high school. And some guy had a shopping bag. And so that page I painted all pink. And then I added a little like small bags, if that makes sense. But anyway, that's me. And I get inspiration from this because it allows me to meet other people and talk to other people and see what they see in life and see what they see in themselves with the quotes. Most of the times I don't judge at all, actually. I'm really happy with whatever they give me. A lot of times they tell me, oh, but I'm not creative, or I don't know what to say. I hope this is good enough. And I tell them all the time, don't worry. It doesn't matter what you write. Honestly, it's all about you just writing. This is for you. It's not for me. I won't know who you are the next day. You'll remember me, maybe. Hell, I won't remember you knowingly. It's not like you're unremarkable in my life. It's just that I'm only making you write this for me to read and not to remember the person that wrote it. And yeah, a lot of times people write regardless when they said they don't have creative mindsets. And sometimes they don't write at all. I brought this to the gym once with me, and it was a bad idea because some guy forgot to lock his freaking weights, and his weights while he was lifting fell onto my little notebook and bent the top metal parts. And I can't unbend them because it's made out of metal. And the weights were like 30 kilograms or something. So yeah, that's cool. Almost hurt my foot. Thank God I moved it. But disappointed my book got hurt. And the guy didn't even write a quote in the end. He said he didn't have any inspiration. He was inspired enough to hurt my book. Goddamn. Anyway, that's my little notebook. If I see you in the city or I don't, you can always ask to write in it. Or if you have any quotes, we'll see. This is my second notebook, actually. I have another one that I did in 2018 where I asked people to write about their day, which was really fun. So I just go up to them and I would say, hey, could I ask you to write about your day in this book? And most of the times I would say, yeah, actually, I got a lot of yeses. I got a few no's. And then if they didn't want to write about their day, I would ask them to write a poem, and I got really cute poems. Or I got drawings. Someone drew me. Someone drew a burger. Someone drew a really interesting painting. I got a bunch of languages. I got French, Chinese, Japanese, Thai, Turkish, German, Russian. It's crazy. It's really awesome to just meet people. Maybe I have an easy time communicating my emotions and my feelings to other people, so they feel an ease sharing with me as well, which is awesome. But it's also this sense that I feel like people want to share. People want to be shared or heard. And I just want to listen in that moment. There's also times I want to be listened to, aka the podcast. So I have enough of me that's going out that I have a lot of space to take in. And it's really nice to be able to just sit down and just hear someone out, especially with the quotes, because they have to think about it. Sometimes they pull out their phone and they Google a quote. Sometimes they ask me, oh, do you know who this is by? And I pretend to know because I barely ever know. It's fun. It's just a good time. So yeah, I'm not saying go out there and get a notebook and start asking people. It's not easy. But just find something that can inspire you that's not something you typically do. Something maybe like, I don't know, reading a book or playing a video game. Sometimes playing video games can inspire you because the character is so immersive. Then again, I like video games, so you might not relate. And lastly was creative thinking. I'm not sure I said all these bullet points at the beginning. I doubt I did. But my creative thinking is a big process to how I create. No duh. But it's also a really big escape mechanism from reality, because when I start thinking, I start dreaming. And when I start dreaming, it's so vivid and the colors are so various. They vary from just a simple red to a mix of magenta, red, pink, mauve, violet, rose. It's like every aspect of the color can just be expanded, and I start seeing. It sounds like I'm on shrooms, but I genuinely start seeing this like pattern unfold, and then the idea just comes in my head, and I have to write it down, or I have to make it happen, or I have to just start working on something. And if I don't, then I feel like I wasted that energy that I just received. I just wasted it. So that happens a lot. Not the color part, but very much the feeling of, oh, I have to create, I have to do something right now. And sometimes it's unhealthy because I'm not proud of the thing I might have made, but I wanted to make it regardless. Or sometimes I'm able to be patient and try and grasp the idea. And I'm getting better at that. I'm getting better at grasping the idea, understanding it, and then delivering it to the world, delivering it to myself, to be honest. Because if no one listens, I made it for me. And if someone listens, I still made it for me. Especially with photography now, my brother is a testimony to it. He told me like, yeah, you like taking pictures, but you're not seeing what you want to see. Like, you're not bringing out what you want to see. And I realized that I wasn't content with what I was making. And I started taking less pictures, but finding exactly why I took the picture that I did. And I'm getting better at doing that. And I really hope I'm able to express that on a Wednesday, because, pictures of a coffee shop. But I'm really excited that my creative thinking is becoming less of a random explosion and more of like a concentrated train. And it's like each wagon has ideas, and I can pick from a wagon that I want. I was like, oh, this one has a video. Cool. Let me see what it's about. Blah, blah, blah. Wow. Interesting. Close that wagon. Go to this wagon. Oh, this one's with other people. Oh, that's interesting. Using other people for my content. So it's really scary, to be honest, because I don't want to belittle other ideas, because I believe all of them are good and all of them are worth pursuing. But it's also really fulfilling to know that, okay, I can put these ones on the side for now and 100% fully trust this idea and go back later. It's not like I can't make it ever. I just have to focus on something that's maybe more doable now, or more conceivable, or just something that I want to do more than the others. So as a creative, I believe, I'm talking to all my creatives right now, I believe we all have this feeling and this sense of that wasn't enough. I want to do it again. And there's times where our creative thinkings go over the explainable. They become unimaginable to others. So you can't even express what you have in your mind because it's so vivid to you already. Now trying to tell someone else your idea, it's like bonkers. So there's times where you're kind of stuck. You show someone an idea and you're like, this is what I want. This is exactly what I want. And they show you something else. And you've worked on it for a bit of time now. Let's say you've worked on it for a month and you're like, I want to release this. But it's still not what you wanted. But you can't waste any more time or more money on it. So you end up like just settling. And that feeling, I fear so much. But I know it's necessary to grow. I know that people are going to also tell me right now, I know that, never settle. If it's not exactly what you want, then wait, save money, do it again. That's true. But I also believe that if you're able to get feedback on something that you weren't 100% content with at first, then you're able to maybe see the flaws in your own idea, or you're able to see the positives of something that you thought was not positive. Because as much as you have ideas in your head, we live in a society, and people's viewpoints can help or deter us from creating or from making more for making less. I hope that made sense. I have had that battle a lot in my head, especially that I make content on my own. So it gets a little scary when I have to work with other people, which is what I'm about to do actually very, very soon. And I have already done, which is exciting. I was able to start it, but I'm not yet finished. There's going to be a 6th episode to the podcast of the 5 episodes. We're on the 3rd episode now and 2 more to go, where it's going to be a interesting audio listening only thing. So it's going to be on Spotify and Apple Music or Apple Podcast. Don't know how it works, but basically it's for the listeners, and I really hope you like it. I've got a few people on it and I'm really excited. It's coming out really well. I am kind of scared to release it because this is the first time I've worked with other people other than my brother on making something. So yeah, but I'm confident that it's exactly what I want, and I'm confident that it's going to come out exactly how I thought it would. So I don't really fear failure in that sense. We're nearing the 30-minute mark. Wow, this time went by really fast. I just want to say, like I said at the beginning, thank you so much for listening. I hope you really enjoy. If you have any questions, do hit me up on Instagram at Nexuh, Nexuh. If you want to follow my photography Instagram, that's also Nexuh and then Graphy. So Nexuh, Graphy. So like photography, but with Nexuh in it or in front of it. And yeah, I'm going to make a podcast Instagram soon at the end of the 5 episodes. So I can have like a bunch of content just stocked up and I can post it all on there during the month. And while I release the new episodes, it's going to just be called CWSS. I hope you follow it. I'll make it on Tuesday, at the end of Tuesday. So you can just look forward to that. And yeah, not much else. The week is just starting, or Monday. I hope you guys have a great week ahead of you. I really hope that you do not sabotage yourself as much, because I know it's not impossible. I know it's impossible. No, well, it's also not. It's not impossible not to sabotage yourself, but I know it's very hard to 100% negate sabotaging oneself. So I'm not gonna put that on you. Just believe that if you see an opportunity, just try and seize it. If it's seizable, do not force anything that you know you are uncomfortable or unable to do. But if you have a chance and you can try, then you might as well just take that leap, try it. And if it didn't work, too bad, you move on. It happens. Yeah. Trying to self-motivate yourself in the morning, because that's the best time to, it's the beginning of the day. That's when everything starts. So motivate yourself, get ready for the day. Find something to inspire you creatively, mentally, physically, and activate that creative thinking a bit, Make the guy jog a little bit in your head, let him go for a little run. Trust him, because he trusts you. Or she trusts you. You should trust her. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything else to add. I don't know how to do a good outro. And I wanted to make a jingle for this episode. Jingle's gonna come. There's gonna be a jingle. I'm hesitating on CWSS or CWSS, Conversations with a Self-Sabotager. I'm in between those two. I don't know what's better. And then I don't know if to have music in the back or no music. I don't want any music during the podcast. That I know for sure, but I don't know if I want music during the theme of the podcast. At least maybe then people would have like a sense of like, oh, it's on. Maybe like something like a dun 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 dun. Let's try that. Like dun 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 CWS. See, it's the second S that's really ruining it. Maybe CWSS. Yeah. You're now listening to CWSS. See, do you hear it? If you have a nice jingle idea, send it my way. If you listen this far, thank you very much. And I will see you guys next week, Monday. Or I will be in your ears next week, Monday. Yeah, because, there's audio listeners too. I appreciate it. And I'm not saying peace anymore. I'm going to say goodbye. That's sophisticated. That's very smart. Goodbye.